Hi. Thanks for joining me. My name is Bryan. I write songs for a living. Not a good one, but, you know, I write songs anyway. So I'd like to do a whole list of songs that go clear back, you know, as long as I've been around as a songwriter. But I finally got around to writing a song for you. So without any further ado, let's just get to that one, okay? This is a song I wrote just for you, and thanks for coming tonight. So it goes like this. My sweet friend of mine, you can clap along if you want to. Feeling like I can make it today. Yeah. My sweet friend of mine got me believing every step of the way. Say what you will, say what you won't, but if anyone can change my attitude on anything, come down to who I'm talking to, spending time with you. Now I'm free to set my sail again. I get stuck in the troubles I face. You help me find my way through. I'm counting on you. So my sweet friend of mine, you got me feeling like I can make it today. My sweet friend of mine got me believing every step of the way. There ain't no way I could repay, could thank you by the hour. Never had the time to say, but here I am, in tune with you. We're still laughing through. All this world is coming to. Yes, I get stuck in the middle all of the time in all the troubles I face, but I'm counting on you. So my sweet friend of mine, you got me feeling like I can make it today. My sweet friend of mine got me believing every step of the way. My sweet friend of mine, you got me feeling like I can make it today. My sweet friend of mine got me believing every step of the way. Such a relief to be happy at the end of the day. You bring a smile, friend, it's been a while, and all I can say is I'm glad that you're near. 'Cause if it wasn't for you now, I wouldn't be here singing with me one. My sweet friend of mine, you got me feeling okay, like I can make it today. My sweet friend of mine got me believing every step of the way. My sweet friend of mine, sing it with me one time. Got me feeling like I make it today. Make it today. My sweet friend of mine got me believing every step of the way. Sweet friend of mine. My sweet friend of mine. 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 So, how did you like your song? That was your song, and thanks for coming out, like I said. If you'd like to know how I'm doing, I just thought I'd write a song so we can just keep remembering to be thankful no matter what you're into, okay? Go like this. Now. Woo! Come on now, if I I'm doing all right. I can thank the good Lord, the place that I'm in. Stand in the good light, got you where you want me. Don't know where I am, but I know how I'll be. I got you where you want me. I do what I can when it's not up to me. If you want the hard truths that supply to me, I seldom see what I need. I just want what I want, get what I don't want. Got to sow the right seed, got you where you want me. You can sing this part right here. It goes, keep me planted. It goes, you keep me planted, we're picking fruit. Got you where you want me. Keep me planted, we're taking root. Yeah, do what I can where it's not up to me. Keep me planted, we're picking fruit. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, if I'm wanted, bloom where I'm planted. Ooh, I'm blooming all over. Blooming all over. I got you where you want me. We're taking root. Don't know where I am, but I know how I'll be. Keep me planted. We're taking fruit. Yeah. I got you where you want. Keep me planted. Taking root. Do what I can, but it's not up to me. Keep me planted. We're picking fruit. How if I'm watered, hey, blooming where I'm planted. Lord, I'm blooming all over. Blooming all over. You can sing that part too if you want to. Got you where you want me. Taking root. Hey. Don't know where I am, but I know how I'll be. Keep me planted. We're picking fruit all over. Got him where he wants. Keep me planted where he wants. Picking fruit all over. Do what I can, but it's not up to me. Keep me planted where he wants. We're picking fruit all over. Hey, got you where you want me. Hey, we're taking root now. Do what I can, but it's not up to me. You're taking root all over. Ooh. That was my attempt at a worship song. I don't know if that'll be real sing-along, but, you know, I love... My worship stuff has a backbeat to it. Rap. You know, give me a groove, because that's why I've lived this long, is because it kind of serves as a pacemaker if you have really loud music going your whole life. But I got to do one of my favorite songs. It was off of the Conversations project, but, you know, I'd written it originally as kind of a goofy song, you know, called There's No Words for This Song. And so the third verse had nothing, and I thought it was funny. But the chords were so pretty that my guitar player told me, he says, man, you ought to slow that thing down. Those chords are just gorgeous. And I never thought about it, you know. Leave it to me to be flippant at a time when God could just deliver a nugget. And so let's just see what you think of it. It goes like this. It goes... there's no words for the song. You and me through thick and thin. Thank you, Lord. But where do I begin? 'Cause there's no words for the song. That I could say, oh, but nothing quite feels right. 'Cause there's no word, no word for the song, for the song. Flowery words won't do. Oh, when I think of you, when I think of you, and how grateful I am. It's just no word. In the brief light of my own clear mind, thought I'd write how I love my time with you. But there's no word for the song. Could be wrong, that's all right. I'm just saying how grateful I am. Well, there's no word, just no word, no word. Say, oh, but nothing quite feels right. Oh, no word, no word for the song, for the song. Flowery words won't do. No, when I think of you, when I think of you, and how grateful I am. There's just no word, no word for the song. Hey, thanks for liking that. You know, some of my favorite songs are the mellow things that don't go over well in the big rock kind of presentations, and so this is kind of nice. Get a chance to do some of my low-key songs. Most people don't realize that I do have a mellow side. So, you know, I just thought I would play a couple of the songs that, because at the end of the day, you know, who I am in real life is this connection with God that understands that I got nothing. I got nothing but for the grace of God. And I follow him, you know why? Because he never tells me where we're going. So I just thought I'd do this little song here because, and I'd like to dedicate it to me, if you don't mind, because, you know, I wrote this in my own quagmire. So it goes like this. Lying awake night after night, I turn to you for the meaning to 1,000 dreams. Why should I fear what I'm given no answers to? I'm living with uncertainty. What if I cry? What if I never learn what the future holds for me? I wait for you, I do, sure to find that you are all I need. Somewhere beyond here is a dreamer's promised land. Faith is the road where without fear I believe I'll understand once I've arrived. Once I've arrived. Life is defined, still unexplained. I worship you in teary-eyed laughter, a step of faith again and again, reaching out to you for vision and strength of mind. I wait for you, I do, sure to find that you are all I need. Where beyond here is a dreamer's promised land, and faith is the road where without fear I believe I'll understand once I've arrived. And once I've arrived. Somewhere beyond here is a dreamer's promised land. Faith is the road where without fear I believe I'll understand once I've arrived. Why love is hard to hold like dreams that simply must unfold. Once I've arrived. Why love is hard to hold like dreams that simply must unfold. Once I've arrived. Why love is hard to hold like dreams that simply must unfold. Once I've arrived. Why love is hard to hold like dreams that simply must unfold. Once I've arrived. Why love is hard to hold like dreams. It's gonna have a little Caribbean flavor to this thing. Real simple like this. And we need to yell right here. It goes, woo! Come on. I like to say you're gonna make it. Children like to say that everything will be alright. From the time you're starting out in the morning till the time you fall asleep in the sweet moonlight. Like to say that the world is fair. You can face it from an easy chair. I like to say it, but it's just not true at night. You do your best, but it's not always up to you. So hand it over to hands that are stronger. His hand is on you. If your hand is over, doesn't mean you stop your brain from thinking. Doesn't mean that if you smile and no one's home, in your heart you never feel like crying. Doesn't mean you'll never dance alone. You will always have a song to sing. Not a tear will ever fall in vain. Undying love will be sustaining you, helping hand in everything you do. So hand it over to hands a name above all names. And if you look, you'll find divine design in the strongest of the struggles and the strain. His hand is on you. Doesn't mean you stop your brain from thinking. Doesn't mean it if you smile at no one. In your heart you never feel like crying. Doesn't mean you'll never dance alone. We will always have a song to sing. Not a tear will ever fall in vain. Undying love will be sustaining you. Helping hand in everything you do, yeah. So hand it over to hands that are stronger. His hand is on you. If you'll hand it over, so hand it over to hands that are stronger. His hand is on you. If you'll hand it over, say you're gonna make it, children. Won't you hand it over? Like to say that everything will be alright, yeah. Won't you hand it over? You will always have a song to sing. You hand it over. Not a tear will ever fall in vain. Won't you hand it over? Undying love will be sustaining you, yeah. Won't you hand it over? Oh, helping hand in everything you do. Won't you hand it over? In my heart, I know you're gonna make it. Won't you hand it over? Like to say you're gonna make it, children. Won't you hand it over? Like to say everything will be alright. Won't you hand it over? In my heart, I know you're gonna make it. Won't you hand it over? In my heart, I know you're gonna make it. Won't you hand it over? In my heart, I know you're gonna make it. I've discovered in my lifetime that when it really dawns on you that you're loved, it changes everything. Your circumstances don't dig in quite as deep when you know that you aren't carrying your burdens by yourself. And that's not just knowing Jesus personally, it's knowing his friends. And let's see if I can button this up. This is one of my circumstances right now, so there's a second. I wrote a song I'm not going to sing right now, but it's just talking about one missing piece. And all of a sudden, I'm loving the story I'm in. It's like, watch this movie where they give you one piece of information right at the end. It changes the whole story. You're going, now I got to go back and watch the whole thing. And I think that's why I don't really share my testimony all that often, because I really don't know what the real story is. I'm trusting that, even the mistakes I made was something that God deliberately took me through so that I would be the person I am today. And, and it just makes you embrace the circumstances that happen to all of us every single day of our lives. If you can count on God to edit your story and make it a better testimony than you even had in mind. And so just wait till you hear mine. I can do this little song here. It's about love changing experience. Think it's love brings out the stars at night. The darkest sky just makes the moon shine bright. Things I never thought about before I met you. I'm taking time out to improve my gaze. You make a stranger of my lonely days. I'm loving, Lord, you know I'm loving you. out chasing moonbeams on a lover's lane. Retrace my steps to find my heart again. Run to the beach to watch the waves crash into the sand. Out where the ocean meets the pink blue sky, that's where I wanna live till I die. 'Cause I'm loving, loving, you know I'm loving you. I'm loving, Lord, you know I'm loving you. All right, it goes like this. Loving, you know I'm loving you. I'm loving, Lord, you know I'm loving you. Lord, you know I'm loving every minute of it. We're going to do a couple of lower key things. Hope you don't mind. South of a jail cell in Mississippi, well, I met a free man in Middle Tennessee. But freedom's road's looking mighty slippery, still doing hard time, devil's in his mind. He's got a screw loose in the asylum, he's letting lunatics freely run the show. He's got a chain reference right beside him, all stuff his mama said, still he doesn't know. She said, change are they ever shape and size, y'all. Change, you don't hardly feel them after a while. Change, links to bitter compromises. Change, could trade my kingdom for a fight. Well, I know a hard man who works a circus, a strip of leather keeps animals at bay, and all the elephants stay in a circle. A simple bracelet round a single leg. He said, as long now as I've been living, I don't get the thinking, no. Oh, what keeps him here? The strength is 10 times the opposition. It must be a brain thing keeping him in fear. Guess it's a brain thing keeping him in fear. They don't hardly feel them after a while. Links of little compromises. Could trade my kingdom for a vow. Could trade my kingdom for a Lord. A lot of links in this chain. How'd I get here anyway? Come on now, sing, step free. Come on now, break. Lord, can't seem to break. Can't you do? Oh, break it. more than cutting on these round little things. Ain't got no metal file ever gonna break these rings. Still hooked to something wrapped around my brain. Ain't broken nothing but my heart around these chains. Oh, chains. Ooh, chains. Could trade my kingdom. Oh, my kingdom for still hooked to something wrapped around my brain. Ain't broken nothing but my heart around these chains. Ooh, chains. Can't seem to break them down. Ooh, chains. My kingdom for fire. Chains. Clapping right in here. Wrote this song with Phil K. I spoke to God and told him, don't think I'm gonna make it. Keep falling down and breaking everything around me ground. Just when I find what I think is gonna make me happy, start to unwind like another ball of string. So here I am stuffing my pockets full of nothing. Hope you won't leave me grieving, little bit at a time. Think I can take a bruising when there's a point in choosing, but I can't win for losing, little bit at a time. Little bit at a time, and you sing. Little bit at a time. Just a little bit at a time. 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 Come on, yeah. Little bit at a time. Little bit at a time. The Lord came back and told me, you know I understand it. I didn't make a single word in just a day. I started out with nothing, just had a feel for something, collecting dust and just a little bit of clay. Where the girls sing with me now. Ooh, just a little bit. Little bit at a time. Little bit at a time. Oh, little bit at a time. Little bit at a time. Come on. Little bit at a time, y'all. Little bit at a time. Ooh, just a little bit. Now look at all I'm holding. I got a world unfolding, and love for you untold, a little bit at a time. I claim mistake in making, there's no mistake I'm taking, just 'cause it's coming, little bit at a time. Little bit at a time. Little bit at a time. Just a little bit at a time. 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 Break it down. Ooh, just a little bit. Little bit at a time. Ooh, like this. Open up my eyes, I pray, Lord, for just a little glimpse of you. That's all I need, it's all I've ever needed, to see beyond myself, beyond this tiny little world that all your hands have made, with beauty and strength alone. And oh, I can see you coming to me now. Yeah, like a shimmering light on an open sea, barefoot on the water, laughing at the ocean like you were old friends, calling out my name, saying, join me now, strolling on the water, high over every care, strolling on the water, I'm sinking no longer. I can do it, I'll do it, yeah. I know where my strength comes from. Oh, yeah, yeah. Help me cut these bonds where I keep my spirit tied down, all safe and dry, but so afraid. Let me come to you, let me run to you, while my heart's still beating in my throat, with my sweaty palms and a mouth so dry, shaking till I can't stand still. All I'm asking is to let me cross that great divide between you and I. Only you can take me there. Strolling on the water, high over every care. Strolling on the water, I'm sinking no longer. Let me rise above the high tide. Can do it, I'll do it, yeah. 'Cause I know when you said follow me, just let the water flow, let it go. Oh, keep your eyes on me. You feel alive. Try turning circles, yeah. Bend your knees and hold your hands up high. Feel the wind in your hair with your eyes closed. Take a breath of fresh air. Feel the mist on your toes. Look where we are. Na 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 na. High over every care below. Strolling on the water, I'm sinking no longer. Yeah, strolling on the water, high over every care below. Strolling on the water, I'm sinking no longer. Let me rise above the high tide. I can do it, I'll do it, yeah. 'Cause I know where my strength comes from. Hey, yeah. I know where my strength comes from. Strolling on the water, thinking no longer, yeah. Strolling on the water. All right, put your hands together a little bit right here. How got me shrinking. Time out. Well, I thought I had you figured out, but I've been mistaken somehow. Thought I'd learned the truth by now, but I guess I've been thinking way too much. I could be a man of touch to get you into my heart, out of my head. No mind games, I'll play love instead. Into my heart, out of my head. I need your help to find a way into my heart. Well, I keep my distance, my pride, 'cause it's such a clever place to hide. But a sad existence in my mind, another precious waste of time. Oh, the best way to change my mind, I found. Turn my heart around to get you into my heart, out of my head. No mind games, I'll take love instead. Into my heart, out of my head. I need your help to find a way. I need your help into my heart. It'd be so easy just to lock my heart away, turn my back, and I'll never have to say, long as I live, I need you to feel the way that I do. Oh, now this is really high, so maybe you guys could help me sing it. Into my heart, out of my head. Into my heart, out of my head. I need your help to find a way. Need your help to find my way. I need your help to find a way. Into my heart, out of my head. I need your help to find a way. Into my heart, out of my head. I need your help to find. Need your help, out of my head. Find my way. Need your help to find. Into my heart, break it down your head. I need your help to find a way. Into my heart and out of my head. That went back about 20 years, maybe 30. You don't realize, because as I became an older man, you still think you can do the stuff that you talk about, and then it dawns on you you haven't done that for a long time. And when I go back to a song from the 80s, whoa, that's really high. I'm gonna have to get put on my rider that I need an oxygen bottle in the back. I'd like to do a song here. Hopefully this is, oh yeah, they got it. Good. This is, we're getting to that point where, I'm saying goodbye to a lot of my friends. And most recently this week was Andre Crouch. And he's not the only one this month that I have said goodbye to. People that I've grown up with over my lifetime and who've inspired me and encouraged me and kept me going when, all of us want to quit at some point. And I'm grateful for those people, but, now we have the mantle ourselves, and we have to pass that on. But I'd like to do a song for all of the friends I've said goodbye to, because the good news about knowing Christ is that it's just for now. It's not forever. So with that in mind, here's a song that I wrote for my friends. It goes like this. before a new horizon dawns. A familiar path must end, and the broadest road grows narrow where a mountain's pass begins. Here we reach the grand diversion. All must travel once alone. I will miss your steps beside me. You'll be there before me home. And I'll hear you in the echoes of the chasm I must face, holding firmly to a vision of a final resting place. Call it crossing over Jordan, heaven's holy promised land. My belief does not encumber the truth as it shall stand. Rest assured I'll feel your absence, and though with angels you ascend to the final call, I humbly bow. For now, goodbye, my friend. I shall grieve and still believe in a mighty God of gracious hand. I will long for your embrace again. For now, goodbye, my friend. For now, goodbye, my friend. Never on this earth will be the same as I walk where you have gone, and I shall honor you in living here as the saints look down upon, and the Savior speaks his greeting. Welcome home around the bend. And I extend my hand in silent pause. For now, goodbye, my friend. To the final call, I humbly bow. For now, goodbye, my friend. I sang that at my dad's funeral about 4 years ago. And my wife's best friend died last week, and Andre died this week, and just kind of spins your head. Suddenly you're following Christ for a whole lot more reasons, more personal reasons, than you ever did before. Whew. Glad I've got a long history with the Lord, that's all. I wrote this song about 20 years ago, and it came out in about 15 minutes, and I didn't think about it again. And we recorded it, and we went on tour, and we toured for a year and a half, and nobody heard this song. It was the last song on side one. And it never dawned on me why people like this song. And it's until recently I started to realize this song is from God's point of view instead of mine. And I'd never even given it a consideration that God just bypassed me. I thought that was pretty cool. And it says what everybody wants to hear. You want to hear from God? You want to know what he says? The Bible's not a scary place. Just read the words of Jesus. Simple as that. And here's what he said in there. It goes like this. Well, I would like to say, just before I leave you, that I'll be back someday. With me I will take you, so do not be afraid. Only watch and pray and wait for my return. I've done what I must do. My work here is completed. It's all been done for you. Believe what I have stated, and I will give you peace through all your tribulations until I come. Please know that I love you. Stay by your side, if only now in spirit I'll still be your guide. You will not suffer long, for I have suffered for you. I love you with my life. Prepare a place where we can live together. I'll meet you face to face to share our new forever. Don't let your love grow cold, and I will not allow what's more than you can bear. I'll still be your guide. You will not suffer long. I've suffered for you.